Hello friends, Tanya here with part 2 of my January 2026 um, 10 card Spellbinders clubs. We are going to jump right in. I'm going to use the Copper Plate Happy Birthday from the PA Scribe um, line of letterpress sentiments. This is a really nice large happy birthday, and I have a piece of lilac color wheel cardstock here. I'm using some best ever craft tape to tack down the Better Press and Glimmer plate with some polished brass foil. We'll let that heat up, let the timer go off, and run that through my die cut machine. Then we're going to pull out this beautiful Ever Bloom. It's an extra. It's the club extra if you get the all the clubs crate. It's a beautiful die set. We're going to take this large outer frame and tack that down. I'm centering that so the foiled sentiment is right in the middle of that rectangle. Now this is sized for an A2 size card. Here you can see I have a purple cardstock there. That is I'm pretty sure that's a retired Stampin' Up! Color of cardstock, and the Stampin' Up! Cardstock does not foil beautifully like the color wheel cardstock does. I'm taking these other pieces that I cut out and we're going to add them. So there is another beautiful piece that cuts and adds an extra layer or detail. If I use that one, you wouldn't quite be able to see the happy birthday. And I thought it would be fun to add all of these lovely swirls and swoops and flowers and leaves to this background piece that's designed to fit all of the elements of these layering details and just glue them directly to the purple panel here. I thought that would be lovely. So let's give this a whirl. I'm the two sides mirror each other, the long sides and the short sides. And you can see that I did dry fit all of these pieces on the other piece of purple cardstock there, which really helps keep it straight in my mind where each of these pieces go. I've already assembled these cute little florals, and these small ones fit in these corners very nicely. There's a circular flower in this set that you could use that would work there beautifully too, and would add a little more variety in the floral shapes that that you're using in this frame. These little extra swirls, I was just trying to be kind of careful on the angle that these create so that the flower bud does overlap with the ends of the little swirls, and so that the swirls will meet and touch but not overlap in the corners. This kind of W or M shaped, it only goes on the sides. It's like an extender for the design that's on the short ends. And I think that makes a really nice little extra feature. You could use the same color cardstock as the shorter swirls if you wanted. That would create a more continuous look, but I like breaking that up with a little bit of an extra green. So I've got 3 different greens here. I've got a minty, really pale green, I think pistachio, I think is the name of the color. Most of these are Stampin' Up! Colors, just because that's what the bulk of my colored cardstock stash is from. Now that I've assembled all of that, I'm taking a piece of watercolor cardstock because I like that extra weight and the extra crisp details you get when you do this 3D embossing. And I trim that down with one of the A2 no, the 5x7 Matting Basics layers. That's from set B, the largest die. You know, my favorite die. And I add a little bit of extra cardstock behind the panel that I have embossed with the 3D embossing folder of the month, Cottage Wall. I did keep a little bit of that large floral in that embossing because you kind of have to if you're doing a 5x7. And we're going to keep that in the lower right-hand corner of this landscape orientated card. Now that I have that background panel adhered, we're going to center up that rectangular panel. Again, that's A2 sized, but you can make it work on a 5x7 card also. Just make sure you're matting sorry, your spacing for top and bottom is centered and side to side is centered. The top to and side margins are going to be different, but it still looks lovely. This is that circular flower I was talking about in that die set, and there's a branch that supports a bunch of leaves, and you could put up to 3 flowers on. Now, I thought I had a red tiny center for each of these. I don't, so we're just going to go ahead and put the little tiny pink center that I do have on, and that'll add some extra texture. Now, I had pre-cut all of these elements probably mid-December, waiting to make all of this stuff, so I didn't know how I was going to use it, and I ran out of pre-cut flowers. And the cardstock I used was ink blended with gosh only knows what colors. I'm sure it was over inking on some distress ink pads. Sometimes if I put too much ink on my ink pads, I will just ink blend some white cardstock and throw it in my rainbow paper crafts paper scraps to use at a later date. And the pink and the red were both ink blended. I would maybe guess that they are candy apple and saltwater taffy, maybe. That would be my best guess. But I'm not going to go dig through my stuff and re-ink blend some cardstock to match these colors. But I can certainly fill up that extra stem with more leaves. I thought that would be a creative way to use those. I thought I was going to add a little leaf in this spot. At that moment, didn't like how cluttered that made the stem look. I think it would have been fine. Again, you can assemble these pieces in a multiples of different ways. Boy, I speak good English, huh? in a lot of different ways and create different looks. So we're going to take this stem and we're going to add that to the inside of our card. It's not exactly like the outside of the card, but it is enough. And with the color coordination with the front of the card, it'll work. I also have a bunch of sentiments from the Better Press and Foil of the month, and I just added a Miss You to the inside. Next, we're going to add a little bit of sparkle and pizzazz because I thought the front needed just a little more. I have these Peridot Color Essential Gems. I think there's 4 sizes of gems in these. We're going to take one of the largest gems and add those to each of the corners. And then we're going to take these little teeny tiny ones, and I want to add those to the center petal of these smaller blossoms. And you know what? I say if 1 or 2 looks good, 15 is better. I just had a lot of fun adding these gems to the front of the card in little strategic spots. The center petal of each of these blooms gets one. And the smaller flowers didn't have room. Plus, I wanted a little more of the detail on the swirly parts of the design. So they don't get one on the base of the flower, but the larger flowers, they kind of beg for another gem. So I'm using the tiniest gems at the base of these large flowers, and they have one of the medium-sized gems on their tip. I really like how that finished off the card. Now for card number 9 of my 10 cards, we're going to use the Cottage Wall 3D embossing folder again. We're keeping that in the corrugated wood look. I'm taking this extra piece from the postcard Hello that I foiled in some Aura foil, and the shape is from the Sunny Petals. I think that's what that's called. The stitching, the small die, and then we're going to use the stitching die Daisy and some sentiments from the Best Year Sentiments. I have these heat embossed sentiments. We're going to choose the Thank and the You, and these have coordinating dies. I'm going to pull those out of the clear Stampin' Die packaging here, and I'm just going to center these up on the paper. And then once I have them nicely centered, which is pretty easy to do, I'm going to take a piece of Best Ever Craft Tape. As you can tell, this piece has been used many times. I decided to tear this one in half because it does have some paper stuck to it on part of it. So it's not really going to work as a long piece anymore. I pulled out my Scout, and we're going to run those sentiments through. Very quick and easy. I love having a bunch of sentiments already heat embossed so I can go ahead and just pick the ones I want to use. I like to heat emboss them in black and gold and silver, so I have a few options to choose from. I grabbed a piece of heavyweight white cardstock scrap. I have lots of scraps of the 100-pound cardstock from cutting down paper for card bases. To get those dies tend to stick to the top acrylic plate sometimes. I just tap them down and it drops those dies right off of the plate. Now it's time to layer up our sentiments. I'm going to take the embossed one and add a little glue to the back of it and then add our blank behind it. I'm using my pokey tool to get any of the glue that's squished out off of my sentiment so it doesn't add any funny blobs on the edges. We will repeat that with the U. I like that this is all lowercase, but it's all swoopy and big. I love a good big sentiment. Now this is going to be a 4-bar card, so that's 3.5 by 4 7/8. And my brown panel here is 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. I trimmed it down too before I embossed it. I add some extra cardstock behind that piece of background. I added extra cardstock behind this piece. Now this is the other half of an element that I created for another card. And why waste it? This really spoke to me. It wanted that sweet country charm of the brown and white, or the craft and white with pops of yellow and green. I'm adding some little pieces of cardstock scrap behind the head of this flower to add some extra balance, since this is going to adhere to the brown part of the cardstock, or the craft colored part of this card front. Just going to add, line up the end of the stem with the bottom of that panel and adhere that down nicely. Then we're going to take our thank and our U, and I'm going to find a good placement for these. They're a little too big to fit just on the craft part. We'll let them overlap on both elements, and that really helps unify this design when your elements overlap just a little bit. Then we'll add our U. I like that the gold and the aura and the yellow and the brown, they all just seem to go together. This is an actual one of the flowers from the Sunny Stems set, and it has white and green and gold, and it falls perfectly in the color scheme of this card. I'm just going to center this in the top 2/3 of the card. And then we're going to take the Have a Nice Day and add that just under the flower. This is going to be a fun little card to give to like a flight attendant, a hotel attendant, someone you just encounter in your day that needs a little pickup. I like to take thank you cards when I go on trips. And we're going on vacation in February. Then we're going to do card number 10. I have a bunch of flowers from the Sunny Stems and from the Hummingbird's Delight. They both are these trumpet style flowers, and we have 3 hummingbirds from that Hummingbird Delight die set. I have a piece of 3 by 6 inch cardstock and the Cloud 9 embossing folder of the month. Ran that through. We're going to make a mini slimline card with this. I've pulled out my Pearl Luster Gilding Polish, and I did need to rehydrate that a little bit. I just kept adding water with an eyedropper and stirring it with those new silicone spoons that Spellbinders is carrying. They've got a really nice firm rod down the center. I believe it's probably got metal in there, and it just makes it really convenient to stir and scrape that until it gets nice and fluffy and rehydrated. Now I added extra cardstock behind the panel here. Oh, and FYI, I've got the Pearl Luster polish all over my fingers because I was reconstituting or adding water and making it floofy again. It does wash off quite nicely in the sink. I just didn't want to interrupt my crafting to go wash my hands. Now I'm doing some dry fitting of these flowers. I want lots of flowers filling the front of this card to make it look really nice and lush. And I want 3 hummingbirds on this card. Could I have skipped the hummingbirds? Sure. I'm not gonna though. I'm gonna use them. I want it to look like there is a hummingbird um, reaching for each of these clusters of flowers, and maybe have the hummingbird bodies kind of overlap some of the flower stem intersections. So I'm just going to start tacking these down to the front of the card, and the design does shift a little bit. That's okay. It's a work in progress. I could have used the press and seal trick, but I didn't. I was not that married to the design. Now, I wanted the colorful flowers to overlap the white flowers a little bit. I wanted them to be a little more prominent. There are only 2 of the colorful flowers and 3 of the white flowers. I did use, when I cut these out, I used some white pearl metallic cardstock for the white flowers, and I used what did I use? I did use the glitter gold cardstock from the gold assortment of treasured cardstock for the stamens for all of the flowers. Our hummingbirds are really bright jewel tones, and I really like how they stand out against the flowers. I chose not to add any extra cardstock behind any of these elements. They already have lots of layers, and I didn't feel they needed any extra to help them stand out for depth and dimension. They have plenty of that built in. I do love that about this collection. Next, we're going to take a couple of sentiments from the Better Press of the month. I think it's Postal Greetings is the name of it. And this says Greetings by Post. You can take your strips of sentiments and trim them to fit however you would like. These are foiled in blush foil on Desert Storm cardstock. And I trimmed apart the Greetings by Post. So sorry about the froggy throat. I'm really trying. You would not believe how much I cut out and restart when my throat gets froggy or when I'm coughing. So sorry. I do add extra cardstock shims behind these sentiments, and I put 2 layers so that they stand out nicely on the card front. That really makes that more even, because like I said, there are so many layers on all of these flowers and the hummingbirds that we need the balance of the sentiments to be popped up a little bit too. On the inside of the card, we're going to take another of the white florals from the Sunny Stems Small Die of the Month, center that in the top third or 2/3 of the card, third probably, and we're going to add Just Because on the inside. That really fits with the Greetings by Post sentiment. Now, Greetings by Post is not something I would necessarily have thought to use very often, but it's a nice generic sentiment. All right, that completes 10 cards for this month's collection of club kits. I hope you enjoyed these cards. I really had fun playing with them. If you enjoyed this video, again, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done that, and check the description box below for links to all of the products that I used today. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.